listening to the Art of Homeschooling podcast, where we help parents cultivate creativity and connection at home. I'm your host, Jean Miller, and here on this podcast, you'll find stories and inspiration to bring you the confidence you need to make homeschooling work for your family. Let's begin. Hello, and welcome to the Art of Homeschooling podcast, where we are talking all about how to save a homeschool day gone bad. We all have those days, the one where it's 11 a.m., you haven't started lessons yet, and everyone is crabby. And then you get an important phone call, things seem to be devolving even further, and you just feel like throwing in the towel on homeschooling. Or the kind of day when you think, or even say out loud, I'm done. I'm sending you to school and they can deal with you. I know, not so pretty. Not easy to admit either, but honestly, we all have some of those days. You are not alone, my friend. Of course, we all know that a good daily rhythm can really help children and even ourselves feel more secure and calm. I even have a free guide called Save Your Homeschooling Day, 3 Steps to Rescue Your Rhythm. This can help you design your daily homeschooling rhythm to maximize the good days. If you want to get a copy, if you don't have a copy of it yet, just go to artofhomeschooling.com/free guide to help you craft your own flow of activities and daily rhythm to bring more peace and stability to your homeschool. But even with a great daily rhythm, life can get stressful at times. Our days and our plans sometimes get derailed. So today, I want to share a few thoughts on how to bring more warmth and love to the day, and then share some super fun ideas to save your day when all seems lost before noon. First, we want to be sure that we're caring for our own well-being as parents. Honestly, we forget to even consider ourselves at times, and yet we provide the emotional foundation for the entire family. So when your day goes off the rails, first, give yourself a little extra love and care. How might you do that? Well, I would suggest slow down and give yourself and everyone around you a little extra space. You want to center yourself and ground yourself in the moment. One way to do this is just by focusing on what the scene is in front of you, because our end goal is to really accept what's going on without trying to immediately change it. So you might even describe the scene in a very factual way. Sometimes I call this talking to a Martian. So if you were trying to describe what is going on in your house at the time when things are falling apart, if you were trying to describe that to someone from another planet, what would that sound like in very factual terms? So you do that first, you describe what's happening, and then you can say to yourself, and that's what happens sometimes. This can really go a long way to help you remain in a neutral place and not actually contribute to the chaos. You want to accept what's going on around you. Remember, what children really need most from us is to be calm, loving, and reassuring. So after taking some time to regroup both mentally and emotionally, then I invite you to consider doing one of these ideas that can save any homeschooling day gone bad. I have 16 ideas for you to try, and they might even spark some more ideas of your own. Here we go. The first idea, number one, make a checklist so that your kids can see what the non-negotiable tasks are. Checklists can be detailed with each step of the main lesson so that the child can understand and see what's expected and know when they'll be finished with the homeschool lesson. You can then go through the steps with younger children or even turn the checklist over to kids who are in, say, 5th, 6th grade and up to do on their own. Checklists can be great. Number two, play a game called My Turn, Your Turn. So first, you pick an activity to do with your child, not a whole multi-step lesson, but a short activity, and do that together. And then the child gets to pick an activity to do with you, and you go back and forth. My turn, your turn. The child can pick anything reasonable, like playing Legos, playing dress up, having a pillow fight, building a fort. So many different ideas. Set a time limit, say for 15 minutes for each activity, or decide that you each get to pick maybe 2 activities for the morning. Setting boundaries, time boundaries can really help. Number 3, let the children play. Children really need unstructured time and space. So give them time to just be while you sit down and rest. Do something that you want to do for a change so you can feel refreshed and ready to start again tomorrow. Number 4, pull out a favorite learning game, maybe something related to a previous main lesson block. Not necessarily just a fun board game, although that could work too, but consider a skill building game that's really engaging. I'm thinking of games like Scrabble, Bananagrams, Boggle. And just a heads up here, the masterclass in February for the Inspired at Home community is going to be all about learning games and movement. So join the membership to join in. You can find details at artofhomeschooling.com/inspired-at-home. Number 5, take a short break and then come back together for a spruce up the schoolroom day. You can organize all the main lesson books, binders, organize them all together, sponge off the chalkboard, let the kids vacuum the baseboard or the rug, explore under the bookcases for all those escaped crayons and pencils. Your children will come back the next day with more ownership and may even have reviewed some of their work in the process of organizing. You can assign tasks if needed so that the children can see when the activity will end, just like the end of a lesson. Children really appreciate knowing how long they're going to be expected to do something. Number 6, choose a great read aloud book to enjoy together on the couch. Read extra chapters of your current read aloud or pull some old favorites off the shelf. You might even take turns reading back and forth. This can be a great reset. Number 7, super simple. Make some popcorn and watch a favorite movie or documentary together. Number 8, decorate your sidewalk with inspiring messages using chalk. Number 9, go outside, either to play in the yard or go to the woods where there's a walking path or trail, and just notice the birds, the weather, the plants. Water often helps too. Children love water, so you might go to a creek, go on a creek walk, or play near a lake or a pond. Number 10, look through old family photographs. Notice how much you've all changed or grown, how things in the pictures have changed. Number 11, make some tea and muffins or scones. Pull out all of your poetry books and gather for poetry tea time. This can be a fun time to look through books, find a poem. Each person gets to find a poem that they love and read it aloud to share it. Number 12, play hide and seek with favorite dolls or farm animals, gnomes, or toys. When my kids were young, we loved a game that I called Seek, Don't Speak, where everyone but the hider leaves the room, and then the hider, I'm making up that word, the hider hides the gnome or the toy. Then everyone returns to have a look around. Everyone is quietly just looking, observing all around the room. And when someone spots the hidden item, they sit down without giving away the location, waiting for until everyone has spotted the toy. Take turns until everyone gets a chance to hide the toy or the item. Number 13, print out some mandala coloring pages of varying difficulties so everyone can sit around the table and color together. This can be a very relaxing, focused activity. Number 14, write some letters or postcards to friends or family. Maybe you even want to write a collective letter to a grandparent, say, where everyone adds their own little note. And then you might even walk to the closest mailbox or post office to mail it off. Number 15, make cooked Play-Doh and play with it while it's still warm. Oh, I still love that feeling. Use some gems, beads, rocks, shells, or noodles to create a mandala or a mosaic pattern of some sort. Number 16, plan and cook a full meal together with appetizers, soup, salad, bread, dessert. You may even know someone who needs a little extra help right now, and you could cook for them and then deliver the meal. Helping others often gets us out of thinking about our own stresses. There you have it. Some wonderful, nourishing, and connecting activities for those days when all else seems to go awry. Remember, though, you are not alone. And if you want to be part of a wonderfully supportive community of homeschoolers, you'll find the link to the Inspired at Home membership along with the show notes for this episode at artofhomeschooling.com/episode 67. I hope that this episode all about how to save a homeschool day gone bad has given you lots of ideas and sparked some new ones so that the next time your homeschooling day goes off the rails, you know what you can do to calm the energy down. Thanks for joining me today. That's all for today, my friend. But here's what I want you to remember. Rather than perfection, let's focus on connection. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Art of Homeschooling podcast.